How do you feel about saying the word no? Confident, nervous, maybe indifferent? For most people, myself included, it is so hard to say that one teeny tiny word, which is kind of funny since it's one of the first words that we learn to say when we're just little children. The thing is, saying no is especially hard this time of year with all of the obligations, the expectations, and really just the busyness of the season. But here's something to think about the next time you feel like you need to say yes. When you find yourself saying yes to everyone and everything, and then putting yourself and your own needs on the back burner, you're actually saying no to yourself and to feeling your personal best. I'm Kristen Tinker, food addiction and weight loss expert. Today we're tackling that ongoing struggle to say no. No to yourself, no to others, no to food, drinks, porn, sex, shopping, or any of those other overing behaviors that are really just keeping you distracted from the real internal issues that prevent you from saying no. Having healthy boundaries in your life, because you know who you are, allows you to know how to say no, to discern when to say no, and to access the internal power to say no. Here's what I mean. Let's say it's a Monday. You have a work project due by Friday. You have evening events all week long, holiday gifts to buy, and then your friend or maybe a neighbor asks you for help with a chore or a favor such as to get a car in for service. If you've been in this situation, you know what happens next. Your body says, no, no, no. You can even feel your gut and your chest tightening over the stress of saying no or even yes to this extra demand. It's a turmoil between your body and your mind. But then you blurt out a full body yes, and maybe even, of course, I'd love to. Well, why is it so difficult just to say no when you know that's what you really want to say? Even Warren Buffett says, the difference between successful people and really successful people is that really successful people say no to almost everything. Now, I am not suggesting that you should be cold and calloused in life. Certainly, gratitude is one of the best ways to support your cerebellum, that back part of your brain that coordinates thoughts. But the inability to say no is rooted in people-pleasing and also a fear of rejection. Disappointing others is a real thing. I get that. Fear of causing others to feel angry, fear of hurting someone else's feelings, or fear of shame for being looked down on negatively just because you said no can actually drive you to say yes, even when you really, really want to say no. Let's be honest. Having people thinking negatively about you is the worst. It's the ultimate rejection, and it's sure to be followed by some degree of feelings of abandonment. Yet, this is actually the ironic part of not being able to say no. When we can't say no to others, it's because we've actually abandoned ourselves. And so we abandon our own boundaries to protect who we are with health, happiness, and weight loss. Saying yes to work, food, friends, family, drugs, alcohol, sugar, porn, shopping, and even over-exercising is actually saying no to yourself. No to your own self-care, to self-trust, and to self-love. Because maybe you have too much going on, you didn't get enough sleep, and yet then you forced yourself to exercise anyway, all in the name of exercising off calories. You said yes to exercise, but your body wanted rest. Or maybe because you were hungry, and so you ate the nearest and fastest thing available. Chinese takeout on your way home from work. But you know your body needs real food for fuel, for energy, for health, and weight loss. Your body says yes, but your mind says, you deserve that Chinese takeout. When you have no boundaries, no discernment, no internal power to say no to the food you eat, the drinks you consume, the exercise you choose, the social media you consume, the friends you help, the events you attend, and more, including spending, your self-worth, your self-love, your self-trust, and more are absolutely compromised. Saying no does not mean that you're being rude, selfish, or even unkind. These are all unhelpful and inaccurate thoughts that make it very hard to say no. Learning where these beliefs and thoughts have come from is a great way to learn to let go of them. It's actually what I help my clients do. And you can get started with what's keeping you stuck in my free Crush Your Cravings online video series and a private Facebook page. Now I'll share the link below. But for now, I want you to be aware and be careful about what you agree to. And notice when your body actually wants you to say no, but then your brain tells you to say yes and justifies it. It takes time to learn what that full body no feels like and to stick with it. So start to become aware of the disconnect that happens between your body and how you feel versus your brain and what you are using logic to justify and that makes you want to say yes, even though you really want to say no. Because here's the deal. When you don't betray that part of yourself that says no in favor of using self-care, self-trust, and high self-regard to honor the part of yourself that knows best and that says no, you are actually taking care of yourself. You end up with more energy in life, you experience less stress in life, less burnout, and then you bring more of you, the real you, the true you, to everything that you do. When you develop the strategies for saying no this season, you have more time for the people and the events that matter most to you, including to yourself. You stay on track with healthy eating and your healthy lifestyle to lose weight permanently and then to thrive with more happiness. So many benefits. So here are my top strategies for saying no. Number 1, push back on the thoughts that make you want to say yes by asking yourself, is it really true that I'm the only one who can do this job? Is it really true that doing this one more thing will help me reach my goal to lose weight permanently or to have more health and happiness? Number 2, recognize that you are people-pleasing and projecting your own negative self-worth and attaching your self-value to the actions to do one more thing, or even to eat the pizza to which your body says no, but your mind justifies with a, yes, I deserve that. See, each of these are boundary issues wrapped around inaccurate thoughts. When you want to people please others by saying yes instead of no, this is actually just an attempt to distort what other people think of you. But can you really know what others are thinking of you? When you people please, you are actually placing your own negative thoughts of self and judgments onto the other person. And that negative and inaccurate thought comes from that discrepancy that exists between who you are today and the ideal version of yourself. You're literally projecting your negative self-value onto the other person and then people-pleasing to change the opinion of yourself that you actually projected onto them. Unless your friend, spouse, family, colleague, or anyone else explicitly stated a thought about you as a person, you can neither know what that person is thinking about you, nor can you even change what that person thinks about you. See, to manipulate or distort someone's thoughts about your value as a person by doing something you don't really want to do is lying to yourself and to that individual. Number 3, that leads me to number 3 here. Be direct. If it's something that you really don't want to do, be clear and most importantly, honest with yourself and to your friend, and then communicate explicitly with discernment and kindness. So when your schedule's full, you might say, thank you for the kind offer, but I'm already super booked this week. See, that's being honest with yourself and them. When you're being encouraged to eat other foods that you don't want, or maybe dessert that don't align with your health or your goals, simply say, no thank you. But everything I've eaten is really delicious. Thank you. Okay, number 4, continuing with using discernment, offer an alternative. When a no isn't quite right, find that middle ground, such as when you don't want to attend yet another food or alcohol-focused event. Simply state, I'd love to see you. What if we got together for a walk or maybe coffee instead? When you're asked to bring homemade goodies for the office buffet, how about, I'd like to bring something, but I won't have time to bake. Can I bring in something special from the local bakery or the store, or maybe even a fruit platter? Number 5, just take a rain check. This is your go-to when an invitation or request competes with your priorities, such as spending more time at home, creating your own traditions, or you're overbooked. That might sound like this. This sounds fun, but I can't make it happen. What if we got together next month? Or you might say, let's have lunch or go shopping after the new year when I have more time to spend with you. Remember, every time you say no to something that doesn't fit your own goals, schedule, or priorities, you're actually saying yes to those goals and the priorities, the things you really want in life, because honestly, you deserve it. So I hope these tips helped you. Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you, and I will see you next time.